Hi everyone. So this is a little different. I saw this pop up on my feed because I did the Civil War video yesterday. And this is Life in the 1800s channel, but this is Last Witness to Abraham Lincoln's Assassination. Now, it was a TV show, I thought the thing said. It was black and white. This is a short video, it's 5 minutes. So I have another one, which is an audio only. It's a couple minutes. We'll watch it right after this one, which is another man's retelling. This is a 1950 something. Samuel Seymour, the last living eyewitness, the assassination, February 8th, 1956. Wow, so we're 70, so almost 68 years ago. I wonder if he'd still be alive. No, I'm kidding. Okay. By the way, it's quick math. I don't know if it was right. 60, whatever. Let's go.
I've got a secret. I would like to go over and personally escort our next guest on the show tonight. Now then, sir, will you tell our panel, please? Let's get in a little closer. Do you mind if I pull you in, sir? There we go.
This is the good old days of U.S. TV when Winston cigarettes. Every show was sponsored by a tobacco company, basically.
Will you tell our panel, please, what your name is and where you're from?
My name's Samuel J. Seymour. I'm from Maryland.
This is Mr. Seymour from Maryland. And we brought Mr. Seymour all the way up from Maryland, and by golly, he got in a hotel and fell down the steps and gave himself a shiner. And we urged him not to come on the show tonight, as a matter of fact, and finally got in touch with his doctor, and the doctor said it was up to Mr. Seymour. Mr. Seymour said he wouldn't miss it. So here he is. I'm feeling a party for the day. Now then, Mr. Seymour, how old are you, by the way, sir?
96.
96 years old. Now, sir, if you'll whisper your secret to me, I'm sure the folks at home would like to know what it is. Well, now, to help classify his secret, I will tell you it concerns something that he witnessed. And Bill Cullen, we'll start with you. Something that he saw, something he saw happen.
This thing that Mr. Seymour saw, does it have historical significance?
Does this have historical significance, Mr. Seymour? I would say yes, wouldn't you, sir?
I can't hear him very good. You have to tell me what it is.
Yeah, there's quite a distance between our desks here. Let's all speak up, huh?
Does it have political significance?
It had political significance at the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if you're 96, that would make Mr. Seymour born in 1860.
Henry is such a mathematician.
Yeah, he's been writing over there all the time. This thing, did it have anything to do with the Civil War, Mr. Seymour?
No, it had not to do with the Civil... Well, let's say indirectly it was concerned with the Civil War.
Did it
all right, an answer?
Did it concern a famous person in American history? Very well-known person.
Did it concern a famous person, Mr. Seymour?
Yeah.
Yep.
Would it help me to know who this person was?
What did you say?
He wants to know if it would help him to know who this person was, and he has to know who that is, yes.
Did this man hold political office?
Did this man hold political office, sir?
Yeah.
Yes. $20 down and $60 to go, and we go to Jane Meadows.
Mr. Seymour.
Henry is being his usual helpful self by whispering to Jane, McKinley.
And I'm not listening. Mr. Seymour, would this person have ever been President of the United States?
Was he ever president, this man?
Oh, I think he was once.
Would
He
it
was.
have been Abraham Lincoln?
It was Abraham Lincoln, yes.
You witnessed something to do with Abraham Lincoln. Was this a pleasant thing?
Was it a pleasant thing you saw, sir?
Not very pleasant, I don't think. I was
No.
scared to death, so.
He said, no, he was scared to death.
Would it have had anything to do with the President Lincoln's death, by any chance?
Unfortunately, yes.
Did Mr. Seymour witness the shooting of President Lincoln?
I just got goosebumps and I already knew what the answer was.
We found out about Mr. Seymour through a recent article in the American Weekly, and it said, I saw Lincoln shot. And this article is by Samuel J. Seymour, and it goes on to say that Mr. Seymour was 5 years old at the time. He had been taken to Ford's Theater by some good friends, and the curious thing was that when he was this youth, 5 years of age, when he saw Booth jump from the box to the stage, at which time he broke his leg, his only concern was not for the president, because he didn't realize that the president had been shot, but the poor man who fell out of the balcony. And that's all of his memory is of going to the theater and seeing a man fall out of the balcony. Sir, it's been a great joy and you might say an honor to have you are, by the way, the only living witness of that tragic event. And we are certainly going to forfeit the complete $80 to you just for your courage in coming here to see us tonight.
Wow. So he was 96, which meant he had seen it 91 years before. Yeah. And this was 1956. So go back 100 years. That would have been 1856. Well, it was 91 years, actually. So 1956 would have been 1865. I knew what the year was, but I'm still trying to do the math in my head. Like I'm trying to... Is this old man lying? He fell down the stairs. Does he think he saw Lincoln? That's crazy. So that's the first one. And this, we'll go ahead and jump into this one. Witness to, well, I don't have to read it for you. I'm going to. Witness to Lincoln's assassination tells his story, filmed in 1930s. In 1930.
All right, sir. On April the 14th, 1865, 65 years ago, President Lincoln was present at a performance at Ford's Theater. There was a large audience present. I had a seat in the orchestra nearly beneath the box of the president. The first two acts passed off pleasantly, and the curtain rose for the third and last act. Few, if any, words were spoken on the stage, and we heard the sharp report of a revolver. I looked toward the place whence the sound came, and saw Booth climbing over the rail in front of the box and jumped to the stage a few feet to his right. When he struck the stage, he kind of staggered. Raising his right hand, holding a knife, he said, "Sic semper tyrannis," and ran to the rear of the stage and escaped through an alley. The audience around me now were all standing. It appeared to be shocked. Not much talk going on. The people began to move out of the theater, and when I reached the exit, there was a large crowd in the street. There was shouting, hanging, lynching, begging. I took refuge on the porch opposite, and shortly thereafter, some men carrying the president entered the house where I stood. I stepped off the porch that they may enter. The president died the following morning in that house.
That guy right there, if you think about it, he retold his story 96 years ago. 96 years? No, that's not right. I'm thinking it's been 94 years ago. Wow. It's crazy. Well, I know this is kind of short. I'll probably put this with the Civil War videos, probably with the second part. But we get to kind of see people who were there in history instead of just kind of reading about it. But it's sad, but you know. And I'm it's sad that the president was killed, but it's also sad that those two guys were just so young and to have witnessed a presidential assassination. You know, that's a mark on your life. All right, I'm going to end this here. There's a thanks button. You can donate to the channel. You don't have to. You can subscribe. That helps. Click the bell because notifications and such. Give a thumbs up because these two guys, I mean, that's a heavy burden, heavy weight they had to carry, witnessing that at such a young age for both of them. And for everyone else, you have a good day, have a good night.